You won't believe it, but one summer resident so quietly earned as much as $15,000 in one season. And you can do it too. The plants that bring in this kind of income are almost never sold in garden centers. Nurseries make more profit when gardeners are unaware of these crops. One of these plants costs more than gold per gram. Another pays for itself in less than 2 weeks after sowing. Professional chefs are actively seeking out one of these crops right now. But most summer residents have not even heard their names. The reason is not the difficulty of cultivation, but the hidden economy. These crops completely change the idea of profitability of small areas. Now you will learn the scheme for turning seeds into serious profit. Welcome to the Evergreen Tips channel. If you're tired of growing the same boring plants as everyone else, you've come to the right place. What I'm sharing today isn't just gardening advice. This is a real scheme for turning land into money using seeds that most people have never heard of. Hit subscribe now because this information changes everything. Every week I publish content that revolutionizes the way you garden. More than 60% of home gardeners rely on seedlings from nurseries, according to the National Gardening Association. The nurseries smile at you and pray that you never figure out their scheme. If you knew what I'm about to show, you would never buy their overpriced seedlings again. They direct you to depend on ready-made seedlings because it brings them a stable income. High-yield crops require patience and knowledge, which they are not willing to share with you. Instead, they sell you petunias and begonias that are beautiful, but will never be worth the cost. The information you'll hear today is based on research from agricultural programs at leading universities including Cornell and UC Davis. These institutions have been studying high-yield crops for small farms for years. Their data backs up every plant on our list. Urban farmers in California have documented incomes of over $30,000 a year from plots as small as 1/4 of an acre. This is not fiction or a publicity stunt. These are real numbers from real people who understand the secret of choosing the right crops. The problem is that this knowledge remains in academia and among professional manufacturers. Ordinary gardeners continue to plant carrots and cabbage, receiving pennies per square meter. Meanwhile, there are crops that bring tens of times more income from the same area. Today, I'm breaking down that wall between professional secrets and home gardening. Every plant on this list is time-tested and backed by scientific research. Let's start with a plant that will blow your mind. Number 10 on our list, saffron crocus, a spice more valuable than gold. 3 thin red threads from one flower sell for up to $300 per kilogram. More than 90% of the world's saffron comes from Iran, with small amounts coming from Spain and India. This geographic concentration creates artificial scarcity and keeps prices astronomical. To produce 1 kilogram of saffron, about 75,000 flowers are required. Here's what nurseries will never tell you. Growing saffron crocus is not difficult at all. It just requires patient harvesting, which is why they choose to sell you petunias. Plant the bulbs in late summer for those stunning royal purple flowers in the fall. Each flower gives you those very precious threads. Collect them carefully, dry them correctly, and suddenly you have something more valuable in your hands than the gold in your box. Climatic zones 4 to 9 are ideal for this crop. Saffron crocus loves the sun and absolutely does not tolerate stagnation of water in the soil. It blooms just when everything else in the garden dies off for winter. Imagine gifting tiny bottles of your own saffron for the holidays or selling online at premium prices. People pay crazy prices for real homemade saffron, grown with love and care. One plant won't make you rich, but 50 or 100 bulbs already mean serious money. With proper care, each bulb produces 1 to 4 flowers per season. The math is simple. 100 bulbs produce 300 flowers, which is 900 strands of saffron. Even a few grams of finished spice will pay for all the costs of planting material many times over. Moreover, the bulbs reproduce naturally, increasing your plantation year after year. The secret is that saffron crocus requires minimal care after planting. Water only during active growth, no fertilizing, no pest control. Nature does all the work. All you have to do is harvest the golden threads. Number 9 is for gardeners who love survival plants. Sea buckthorn is a shrub that laughs at winter frosts, thrives in terrible soils, and produces bright orange berries. These fruits contain more vitamin C than oranges and the omega fatty acids that cosmetic companies are going crazy for. Cold-pressed sea buckthorn oil sells for $40 per 100 milliliters. Let me repeat, $40 for a tiny bottle, or even more. Research published in the journal Food Chemistry confirms the exceptionally high levels of antioxidants in these berries. Older varieties have thorns that make harvesting a pain. But here's an insider secret. There are now thornless varieties. The Solnechnia and Titan varieties were bred specifically for easy harvesting and better yield. Nurseries do not keep them in stock because they are not an impulse buy. Sea buckthorn requires patience, but once established, it becomes virtually indestructible. Climate zones 3 to 7, windy coastal areas, are ideal conditions for this silent source of income. An added bonus of sea buckthorn is its ability to fix nitrogen thanks to its symbiotic relationship with Frankia bacteria. This means the plant improves your soil as it grows. How many fruit plants can boast of this ability? Almost none. The global essential oils market is over $15 million and continues to grow thanks to the booming health and beauty industry. Sea buckthorn oil occupies a premium niche in this huge segment. One bush produces from 3 to 5 kilograms of berries, from which you can get up to 200 milliliters of pure oil. The plant builds value year after year while you do virtually nothing. After the third year of life, the yield stabilizes at a high level and remains for decades. Imagine passive income from a bush that you planted once. Windy areas and sandy soils, which most crops cannot tolerate, become ideal locations for sea buckthorn. This unpretentious shrub turns problem areas of your site into a source of valuable raw materials for the cosmetic and food industries. Number 8. Wasabi, a mystery plant that costs $90 a kilo. Green pasta in sushi restaurants. Fake horseradish with green dye. True wasabi grows from a thick, gnarled rhizome and remains one of the rarest crops on the planet. Fresh wasabi sells for between $60 and $100 per kilogram. Here's what's amazing. It's not impossible to grow it, it just requires special conditions. Authentic wasabi cultivation has traditionally been limited to regions of Japan such as Shizuoka, reinforcing its rarity and exclusivity. Most wasabi sold around the world contains less than 5% of the real plant. This truth deepens the understanding of the extent of deception in the food industry and increases the value of the genuine product. Wasabi loves exactly what most plants hate: cool, damp, shady places. Have a damp corner by a pond, under trees, a northern bed with lots of organic matter? Ideal for wasabi. The plant reaches full maturity in 18 to 24 months, but the leaves can be harvested earlier for salads and stir-fries. Wasabi leaves have a mild, peppery flavor that adds a gourmet twist to any dish. Here's what nurseries never mention. It's one of the most profitable small-space crops you can grow. Sell to local chefs or Asian restaurants looking for the real deal. They will pay premium prices because authentic wasabi is so rare. Yes, it takes patience. But when you pick the first rhizome and grate it fresh, it becomes pure magic. The spiciness of real wasabi is completely different from the fake one. It is bright, clean, and disappears after a few minutes. Professional chefs are ready to buy even small rhizomes weighing 50 to 100 grams at high prices. One medium-sized root pays for all the costs of seeds and equipment many times over. Imagine the moment when a restaurant chef tastes your wasabi and realizes the difference. Growing wasabi requires maintaining air humidity of about 80% and temperature of 8 to 20 degrees. These conditions can easily be created in a shaded greenhouse or even a cool basement with proper ventilation. Number 7. Physalis, a tropical fruit that grows anywhere. Imagine tiny golden fruits wrapped in paper lanterns. Peel the husk, and you get something that tastes like pineapple meets mango and has a love affair with a hint of tomato. Sounds crazy, right? This is true. Physalis, also called goldenberry, is amazingly easy to grow. The indigenous peoples of the Americas have used it for centuries, adding cultural depth and rich history to this amazing plant. Plant like tomatoes. Give them sun. They will reward you with hundreds of fruits all season long. The best feature of Physalis is that it is self-seeding. Grow it once, and it often comes back year after year without any effort at all. Farmers markets sell small containers for $5 each. Customers love that "I've never tried that" moment. Specialty grocery stores are showing growing demand for forgotten fruits in North American and European gourmet markets. Physalis is ideal for containers, balconies, even indoor gardening. If you wanted a fruit crop that is fun, forgiving, and full of charm, this is it. Physalis is rarely found in regular grocery stores, which means premium pricing for you. One bush can produce up to 1.5 kilograms of fruit per season. At $6 for a small package weighing 200 grams, the math becomes very attractive. The plant is practically not affected by pests and diseases, which makes it ideal for novice gardeners. Physalis ripens gradually from July to October, providing a stable supply of crops for sale. Golden lanterns look decorative and are great for floral arrangements. The seeds remain viable for 3 to 4 years, which allows you to create your own seed bank. Customers often return for more after recognizing the taste of real Physalis. The plant adapts to various types of soil, but grows best in light, well-drained areas. Harvesting turns into a meditative process. The ripe fruits themselves fall to the ground in their husks. Simply collect golden lanterns every few days and enjoy a steady income from this exotic new item. Number 6. Lemon verbena, leaf therapy. Touch this plant and the air will be filled with the purest lemon scent you have ever smelled. Fresh, clean, soothing, instantly uplifting aroma transforms an ordinary garden into an aromatherapy oasis. Lemon verbena has been used for centuries in French perfumery and herbal medicine, adding sophistication and heritage to this amazing plant. The leaves are used in teas, perfumes, soaps, essential oils, even desserts. Fresh or dried, they sell for high prices. Dried lemon verbena leaves sell for $20 or $40 per kilogram. Essential oils are even more expensive, and no synthetic oil can replicate that pure citrus scent. Unlike most herbs, which lose their scent when dried, lemon verbena retains its scent very well. It grows best in full sun, likes well-drained soil, and thrives in pots or garden beds. In cold climates, bring indoors or take cuttings before frost. One plant provides the material for dozens of tea bags or small bottles of oil. The global essential oil market is worth over $15 billion, as you may recall, and lemon verbena occupies a premium niche in this rapidly growing industry. Whether you sell online, craft fairs, or local markets, lemon verbena products become your calling card. Tea sachets, infused oils, and homemade soaps are turned into products with excellent margins. It's a culture that connects gardening with self-care, which people deeply value. The beauty of profitable gardening is not just about the money, but about growing things that bring comfort, beauty, and peace. One lemon verbena bush can produce up to 1.5 kilograms of fresh leaves per season. With proper drying, you get about 300 grams of the finished product, costing up to $10. The plant is perennial in warm regions and is easily propagated by cuttings. Customers often report that the scent of lemon verbena reminds them of their childhood or travels in the Mediterranean. This emotional connection makes the product particularly attractive and creates a loyal customer base willing to pay premium prices for quality. Quick pause. If you realize right now that nurseries have deceived you, click like and write in the comments which culture interested you most. I read every comment and respond personally. But wait, because the next plants are even more interesting. Remember when I promised a culture that pays for itself in 10 days? Now you will see it. And number 1 can grow in complete darkness and bring in hundreds of dollars every month. We continue our rating of the most profitable crops that are hidden from ordinary gardeners. Each next plant will surprise you even more than the previous one. Get ready to learn secrets that will change the way you think about what's possible in a small space. Don't forget to subscribe to the Evergreen Tips channel if you want to receive exclusive information like this every week. Now let's move on to a plant that works in the winter, when all other gardeners' season is over. Number 5. Mung beans, a winter green for which chefs pay double the price. While your neighbor's patches are brown and dead, you'll be harvesting fresh, buttery salad greens. Meet mung bean, also called field lettuce or lamb lettuce. This humble green is a European secret and thrives in cool, short days, making it ideal for fall and winter. In France, it is called doucette and is widely used in haute cuisine, which increases its prestige. While ordinary lettuce shoots or dies in the cold, mung bean continues to grow. Mung beans produce tender, nutty-tasting leaves packed with vitamins and omega-3 fatty acids. Chefs love it because it adds elegance to dishes. At farmers' markets, fresh mung beans sell for 3 to 4 times more than regular lettuce. Sow the seeds directly into the ground, cover lightly with soil, and in 6 to 8 weeks you will have full rosettes ready for harvest. The plant tolerates even light frosts and in mild winters can grow until January. This is a crop that keeps your garden productive when most growers are on winter hiatus. Winter greens can cost up to 4 times more than summer greens due to scarcity, reinforcing the concept of seasonal arbitrage. When supply dwindles, prices soar and mung beans become a goldmine for smart growers. Restaurants are willing to pay a premium for fresh leaves during the colder months. 1 square meter can produce up to 2 kilograms of mung bean during the winter season. With an average price of $9 per kilogram, this means $18 per square meter. Compare with regular vegetables, which yield between $3 and $7 from the same area. Mung bean does not require greenhouses or complex shelters in most regions of the middle zone. A simple agrofiber tunnel protects from severe frost and wind. The plant is self-pollinating, so you can collect seeds for next season. Chefs value mung beans for their ability to stay fresh for several days after being cut. The tender leaves don't wilt as quickly as other lettuces, making it ideal for the restaurant industry. Winter no longer means downtime for your garden. Number 4. Microgreens, a 10-day cash crop. If you've ever wanted quick results, here they are. Microgreens go from seed to harvest in 7 to 14 days and can generate more profit per square foot than almost any vegetable. These are tiny seedlings of vegetables and herbs, grown for their taste, color, and nutrition. Radishes, broccoli, arugula, sunflowers, and basil are harvested immediately after the first leaves appear. Department of Agriculture research shows that some varieties contain significantly higher concentrations of nutrients than mature plants. 1 tray can bring in between $15 and $30 of greens. You can grow dozens of trays at once in a small room or garage using simple LED grow lights, or even a bright window. Local restaurants, health-conscious consumers, and smoothie bars are buying heavily. For gardeners in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, microgreens are ideal. Stay active, creative, even start a small home business without hard physical work. No large areas, no expensive tools, no complicated systems. Many call microgreens the gateway to profitable gardening because they are easy to learn and endlessly beneficial. Real-life examples show how microgreens businesses generate hundreds or even thousands of dollars per month from small home installations. Only trays, seeds, water, and care create a stable income stream. You can literally start with 1 tray and a bag of radish or pea seeds for $2. The first harvest pays off all initial costs and makes a profit. Success comes quickly, motivating the expansion of the operation and the addition of new varieties. Microgreens grow all year round, regardless of the weather outside. During the winter, when your outdoor beds sleep under the snow, your trays continue to produce fresh greens. This means a stable income 12 months a year without seasonal breaks. Customers quickly get used to the quality of homemade microgreens and become regular customers. Freshly cut greens live much longer than store-bought ones, which creates a reputation as a reliable supplier. The simplicity of the technology means that anyone can master production in a few weeks. Number 3. Lavender, a culture that makes money and moments. There is something almost magical about lavender. Soft purple flowers, silvery leaves, a soothing aroma that transforms everything around you. It is present in perfumes, soaps, oils, teas, even baked goods. Here's something nurseries rarely mention. Lavender is a powerful crop to profit from when grown from seed or cuttings at home. Provence in France produces some of the world's most sought-after lavender oils, adding to the aspirational look. Once established, lavender is incredibly hardy and thrives in poor, dry soils. It resists pests, comes back year after year, and the buds can be harvested and sold in countless ways. Dried bunches of lavender sell for $8 each. Small bottles of lavender essential oil cost between $9 and $15 depending on the purity. Even homemade sachets or bath salts make great gifts or craft fair items with excellent margins. Lavender attracts bees, butterflies, and beneficial insects, making the garden not just profitable but also restorative. Research shows lavender's effectiveness in reducing anxiety and improving sleep quality, which deepens its emotional appeal. The southern regions and coastal areas of Canada are ideal for hardy varieties like Munstead or Hidcote. They tolerate cool climates well and fill the garden with a perpetual scent all summer long. Lavender fields, even small ones, make for beautiful social media content if you document your journey. This is a culture that earns both money and moments of joy. Purple waves of flowers attract photographers and lovers, creating additional income opportunities. One lavender bush can produce up to a kilogram of dried flowers per season. With an average price of $20 per kilogram of dry raw materials, this means full payback for the plant in the second year. And lavender lives for decades, constantly increasing in size and productivity. Fresh, cut lavender sprigs are in demand among florists for wedding bouquets and arrangements. The aroma lingers long after cutting, making lavender ideal for decorative purposes. This plant transforms an ordinary garden into a place for meditation and relaxation. Number 2. Stevia, a sweet plant that replaces sugar. You've heard about stevia as the natural sugar alternative taking the world by storm, but most people don't realize that you can grow it at home from a single packet of seeds. Stevia originates from Paraguay and has been used by the Guarani people for centuries, adding cultural authenticity. Each stevia plant produces dozens of sweet leaves that can be used fresh or dried as a calorie-free sweetener. The sweetness is 200 times stronger than sugar, so a few leaves replace spoons of sugar. Dried stevia leaves sell for an average of $25 per kilogram. Global demand for sugar alternatives has skyrocketed due to rising rates of diabetes, linking the crop to macro health trends. Plants can be harvested several times a year in warm regions or grown in pots indoors during the winter. This means stable income and personal savings. What makes stevia truly attractive is its reharvest cycle. Unlike most herbs, which produce one main crop, stevia just keeps growing. Trim it back, dry the leaves, and in a few weeks, fresh new growth will appear. For home gardeners, stevia means ongoing returns and personal savings. Sweeten your tea, coffee, or baked goods with leaves from your own garden instead of store-bought sugar. In an era when more people are choosing natural foods, stevia offers a rare combination of health and wallet benefits. One plant can produce up to 300 grams of dry leaves per season with proper care. This amount replaces about 30 kilograms of regular sugar in terms of sweetness. The math is impressive. A plant that costs $1 or less saves hundreds of dollars on sweeteners. Stevia is easily propagated by cuttings, which allows you to create an entire plantation from one plant. The leaves retain their sweetness after freezing, so you can harvest them for the winter. Fresh leaves are added to smoothies, teas, even salads for a natural sweetness. Customers appreciate the opportunity to buy organic stevia from a local producer instead of industrial powders of unknown origin. This creates a loyal customer base of health-conscious people who are willing to pay for the quality and purity of the product. Number 1. Gourmet mushrooms, nature's hidden goldmine. This is no ordinary crop. It grows in the dark, thrives in places most plants would hate, and quietly brings home growers thousands of dollars every year. Gourmet mushrooms like oyster mushroom, lion's mane, and shiitake are prized in luxury restaurants. The global mushroom market is worth more than $30 billion, which confirms its business potential. Besides their culinary appeal, mushrooms are one of the most profitable and quick-paying crops that can be grown right in your garage, basement, or backyard shed. Here's a secret. Mushrooms don't need sunlight, acres of land, or years of waiting. They thrive in dark, cool, damp areas, and with the right setup you can start harvesting in just 3 to 6 weeks. Fresh gourmet mushrooms sell for between $6 and $12 per kilogram. Dried or specialty varieties reach $20 or more per kilogram. Even a small home operation can quickly turn into a reliable side income that operates year-round, regardless of weather conditions. What makes mushrooms truly special is their resilience. They grow on waste materials like sawdust, straw, or coffee grounds, turning trash into treasure. The spent mushroom substrate becomes nutritious compost for your garden, creating the perfect closed system. Research shows that mushrooms can effectively decompose agricultural waste, reinforcing the circularity narrative. Lion's mane contains the compounds hericenones and arenosines, which are being studied for their cognitive benefits, adding to the scientific intrigue. For beginners, oyster mushrooms are the easiest to grow. They grow quickly, tolerate a wide range of temperatures, and are virtually trouble-free in operation. Once you've got the hang of it, move on to exotic species like lion's mane, prized for its brain-boosting compounds and its fluffy, snowy appearance. One block of substrate can produce several waves of harvest. If you like the idea of passive income from your garden, mushrooms may be the closest analogy. Low footprint, low cost, high returns, minimal maintenance once the system is up and running. It's not just a culture, it's a quiet little business growing right under your nose. Whether you're selling to restaurants, local markets, or online, gourmet mushrooms are a reminder that sometimes the most profitable things grow when no one is looking. Restaurants pay premium prices for a consistent supply of fresh mushrooms from local growers. 1 kilogram of lion's mane can fetch $20. Mushroom production can easily be scaled from a hobby to a serious business. Start with 10 blocks of substrate in your basement, then expand as demand grows. Many successful mushroom farms started this way in the garages and barns of ordinary people. The production cycle allows you to plan deliveries and maintain ongoing relationships with customers. Mushrooms store better than many vegetables, which simplifies sales logistics. Dried mushrooms have a shelf life of months and sell for even higher prices. Specialized varieties such as reishi or cordyceps are in demand in the functional food segment. These medicinal mushrooms can cost up to $40 per kilogram of dry product. This turns a simple hobby into a potentially very profitable venture. So here it is. A dozen powerful crops you can grow from seed right in your backyard that most nurseries will never tell you about. From saffron crocus with golden threads worth more than gold to wasabi that thrives in the shade, mung beans and microgreens that produce in winter and in small spaces, to lavender and lemon verbena, filling the air with aroma and tranquility, to stevia and mushrooms, sweetening life and income at the same time. Each of these cultures tells a story of patience, discovery, and reward. The best part is that you don't need acres of land or a big investment. The success story of a small grower who went from gardening as a hobby to a profitable side business shows real results. Just curiosity, a little effort, and a love for plants that do more than just look pretty. These crops are redefining what is possible in small spaces. When planning for next season, choose 1 or 2 crops from this list. Experiment. Watch them grow. Because in gardening, as in life, the most rewarding things sometimes require a little time and heart. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the Evergreen Tips channel for more practical ideas, rare plant secrets, and tips for growing abundance wherever you are. Every week, I share content that changes the lives of gardeners across the country. Write in the comments which culture you will try first and document your journey on social networks. Current trends show that people love to follow the transformation of a seed into a successful harvest. Your story may inspire others to start their own path to profitable gardening. Share this video with friends and family who could benefit from this knowledge. Break the nursery monopoly on information and help others discover the hidden potential in their plots. Knowledge becomes more powerful when it is shared. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, and every successful culture starts with one seed and the decision to try something new. See you in the next video, where we will continue to explore the secrets that transform ordinary gardens into sources of abundance and joy.